going insane. I've been moving slow out of space. Sometimes I run to escape. These thoughts in my head won't erase. I've been moving slow out of space. You sat there and lied to my face. We can't even ride the same. No, I can trust you, no way. Thoughts in my brain won't escape. Thoughts in my brain won't escape. Sometimes I run to escape. Thoughts in my head go insane. I've been moving slow out of space. You sat there and lied to my face. Go run up them ditches, get your crib out the way. Put it down, try to lurk on me, get the rest they came. Voices in my head tell me to turn, girl, but I can't away. Now I'm gonna sing. I just saw some brain fucking up my head. Lately I've been in my zone. Got me thinking I trust now. So I've been all on my own. I carry it on my own. I carry it on drip. I feel so good, you send me on trip. I feel so good. I'm a long way from all the shit we did. Had a lot of rainy days, turning to better days. Now I'm on my way, looking time for no delays. People saying I can't wait, all I did was switch my lane. Sometimes I run to escape. These thoughts in my head won't erase. I've been moving slow out of space. You sat there and lied to my face. We can't even ride the same. No, I can trust you, no way. Thoughts in my brain won't escape. Thoughts in my brain won't escape. I would go from at a fall back. Love in the wind when you fall back. People with the times that I get ill.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to As the Culture Turns, live from cmpvideo.net. It's the station. My name is Jermir.
I'm Chanel.
And I'm John LeBron.
We're going to get the show started. As you can see, we live from the crib, but we're going to get the show started, all right? So today, on today's episode, I want y'all to know that we are interviewing the CEO of cmpvideo.net. His first time ever even being on the show, Uncle P. And we thank him for giving us the platform to broadcast our podcast. But before we get into it with him, we got a few culture conversations. And I want to let it be known that this week is Women Empowerment Week. And a lot of things with women has been going on this week. So we're going to talk about those. Y'all ready?
Yes.
Sure.
All right, let's get into it. All right, so we're going to start off with our culture conversation. And our first one is about Kamala Harris. All right, so let me read what I got here. It says, the historic announcement of Kamala Harris as Joe Biden's VP pick is another reminder that multiple things can be true at the same time. Harris is undeniably brilliant. She has recently introduced bills that would specifically improve the quality of lives for Black Americans. And by all accounts, she is superior in every way imaginable to the current president we have. I'm sorry, where I'm at. Throughout this campaign, Biden has said things that made me question his understanding of the Black community, let alone his commitment to fight against social inequality. Kamala Harris has been criticized for her record as Attorney General in California. I'm a big believer in, in supporting people, but also calling them out on the things they did in the past. But I'm also a big believer in, letting people grow and evolve as people. So I'm going to bring up some things that people may be mad about. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So in 2014, she rejected calls from civil rights groups to investigate deadly police shootings in Los Angeles and San Francisco. In 2015, she refused to endorse a 2015 bill calling for a special prosecutor to investigate deadly police shootings. Also in 2015, Harris required body cameras for California Department of Justice agents, but didn't support legislations mandating them for all police officers. She also had a decade-long feud with the police unions for declining to pursue the death penalty for a gang member who murdered San Francisco police officer Isaac Espinosa. She also sent letters to San Francisco public schools the parents each year threatening them with citations for truancy. If kids miss 10% of schools per year without a good excuse, the punishment would be a $2,000 fine or jail. Now, let me pull out some of her accomplishments. She started a program that gave first-time drug offenders the chance to find employment and earn a high school diploma. She worked tirelessly to hold corporations accountable and protect the state's most vulnerable people, which is normally Black and brown people. Also protected the Affordable Care Act. She raised wages for working people, reformed our broken criminal justice system. She prosecuted human traffickers, called for the ending of mass incarceration, cash bail, and she proposed a bill that would make lynching a federal crime. However, it was blocked by Rand Paul, the Republican senator of Kentucky.
Yep.
All right, so that was a mouthful. Sorry. So
that's okay.
We're gonna start with you, Nelly. First, what do you think about Joe Biden picking Kamala Harris as his VP pick, and then the criticism she's receiving from everyone? It seems.
I think we got what we asked for. Y'all asked for. No, I'm just saying. We asked for a Black woman.
Yep.
They had the what was it? 100 Black men signed the petition.
Yep.
To ask for the Black woman.
Demanding.
And I feel demanding, like literally, like Black woman, we want it. And I think it is. I don't know. It's kind of weird that there's so many criticisms, like not saying that she shouldn't be criticized, but also like as soon as it was announced, there was so much backlash, and I'm like, what other Black woman did y'all think he was going to pick? Like, you know what I mean? Like, like of course there were other contenders, but let's be honest, who was, like, when you said Black woman, the picture was Kamala Harris.
Exactly.
And a lot of people thought that it should have been Stacey Abrams, but let's be honest about Stacey Abrams. We love her, but she wasn't the one. Like, she didn't win her state, and like you know what I mean. It just wasn't the right choice, and I feel like you guys or people are being a little bit dramatic. I think. You know what I mean? I just think they're being dramatic about like. The pick that was Kamala Harris. You asked for a Black woman. She was literally the only one. So let's be real here. This is what we asked for. But also, Jermir, when you pointed out like some of the things that she's like some of the negative things that people have documented about her, and then like some of the positive things. When you went back to that truancy letter, that's not a threat. That's state law. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, she's doing her job. If you don't send the kids to school, you're getting a fine. Like, that is, you know what I mean? And I feel like throughout her career, she played both sides of the fence. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I feel like if that, like, when you're trying to advance yourself, you have to play dirty a little bit. You got to play clean a little bit. You got to do both sides if you really want to advance in that type of arena, political arena. So I just feel like some of the things that she's done and worked on was actually a nightmare, but also she made up for it in other ways. You know what I mean? With Jermir, you're saying the reform and the elimination of cash bail. I feel like those are all the things that we're still talking about today.
Yep.
So, John, I want to give you something, because listen, I did my research on her, because I'm just like, what is going on? I want John to get a chance. Go ahead, John. Go ahead.
If you got more to say, go ahead, Nelly. I'm all ears.
Listen, Jermir, I just feel like a lot of people are like, well, I've seen posts, calling her out of her name. I've seen posts of people saying, well, Donald Trump has done more for the Black community than Kamala. And I'm just like, come on, people. Come on, my people. Like, my people, I love y'all, but y'all really, really, really like got me effed up. I'm just saying, like, let's be real about it, okay? Donald Trump was never a political figure until 2015-16. Let's be clear there, because you're saying he's done more for Black people than, or Yeah, he's done more for Black people than Obama and any other political figure that comes in the way of his presidency, and it's coming from Black people, which really, really, really confuses me.
Right.
Because he's never been in a political position to even enforce things to be against Black people. But don't get it twisted. Do you not think that he's had his hand in other places, in political places? And it's been documented that he has housing discrimination suits. Like, what are you talking about? And when we're looking at Kamala Harris, she is in a Black sorority, and I know those people do community service. If that's not one thing that I know about Black fraternities and sororities, is that they dedicate their time to their community. So to say that he's done more for Black people than Kamala Harris, like, that's a slap in the face. Like, because it's just overlooking her track record, which is not pretty, but also just regarding the things that she's done to help advance the Black community. So it's really just like, my people, I really, I don't know, y'all need to come to Jesus moment. Come to whoever, because you know it's the pro-Black people that don't feel like Jesus was put on this by the white man. So come to who you gonna come to, but come on, Allah, whoever. But yeah, so I don't know, y'all. Like, go ahead, John.
I mean, I just feel as though some of her flaws I don't agree with. Like, people going to jail 4 or 5 years for petty crimes, I don't agree with that. But like Jermir said, like you said, Chanel, is a playing field and it's a balance. You know what I'm saying? So she was in that position, so she had to help people accountable. And then the whole Chauncey thing, I respect that, because my mom got a couple Chauncey letters, and she was sending them to school, but I was pretending like I was going to school. But I went to the block. I'm lying like I'm going to school. Yeah, our school was good today. Whole time I'm not even doing that. So I love the fact she did that, because it's and it's the truth. I did that, and I like the fact she made that a law, and it was a $2,000 fine. Now parents are more aware of who's going to class and who's not. So it's like, some parents that aren't aware, now they are aware. So, when it comes to young men and young women that's in our communities, that's a great thing to have, because a lot of times we don't have that, and we hide that from our parents. So yeah, I do agree with that. The whole petty crime thing from back in the day, of course, she was in California. You got Oakland, you got San Francisco, you got LA, you got everything down there. So all is so much people down there, and there's a lot of violence down there too. So what you gonna expect when you have all these crimes going on? You know what I'm saying? And you got all these all these cases. So that stuff is going to occur. Now, but when Biden had announced that he picked her, I knew he was going to pick her. I did.
Yeah.
Because the power she has, she's already in the game. Now, the only thing I don't like is that whole, when it was going through the Democratic Party, they was bashing each other, and then I don't like the fact that she said, when the women was coming out talking about Joe Biden had, raped them or whatever, this stuff with them, she said she believed them and she respected them. I think all that was just a game and a puzzle, they trying to put it together. But, I think they can pull it off. But, and then Trump comments yesterday, I was listening to what he was talking about, and he already started playing her like she wasn't strong enough. He could tell he was downgrading a woman. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't like that from him yesterday, because I did listen to it. But Chanel, you hit mostly everything in the coffin, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, y'all both did good with that, definitely. So I'm with you on that.
But what about you, Mary? Yeah,
I got something to say. So I want to touch on how people were saying like Trump did, more for Black people, and alluding to like kind of what Chanel has said. He was the one with the Central Park 5. He called for the death penalty for the Central Park 5, and we know that the documentary came out last year or this year, When They See Us. And he never once apologized for that. There are kids, brown kids in cages right now. We never thought we would ever see that in our lifetimes. So I feel like people need to wake up, because I said the same way he put those DACA kids in cages, he could put our asses in cages. Like people really need to stop playing right now, because I feel like some people be too woke that they need to go to sleep. You feel me? Go back to sleep and then wake back up, because I feel like they're a little exhausted. You feel me?
And also, Mir, a lot of brothers that's in the community, they talking about, yeah, he freeing all the people that been in prison. No, that okay, but he said a law that you have a certain amount of certificates, like you got to have like over 75 certificates that for plumbing, electrical, and all that stuff to even a judge to even see you. He made that the law, and I do respect that what Trump did. But people making it seem like he just letting people come home. Is no, it's people that have been in jail 30, 40 years that's starting to come home now. And there's another brother from New York that just came who did 25 years. He had 150 certificates. So they had to send him home. Because now when he can come home, he could be a citizen again. So he did make that possible for people, but it's not like he just let anybody home. They earned that.
Do you think it was genuine? Some of that could be to get votes. Like, is that really genuine? Because my thing is still to this day, he never apologized to the Central Park Five. They did years. One of them was in Rikers Island, one of the hardest prisons ever. But enough about him. Let me get back to Kamala Harris. So for me, I feel like Kamala Harris is definitely a good choice. I feel like she made up for some of her stuff, you feel me, that she did, because I didn't 100% agree with everything she did, but I feel like a lot of people that saying stuff didn't even do their own research. It was a meme going around saying that she was the prosecutor on the one for the Fruitvale Station movie. That's false. That's false. Like, everything that's going around is not true. The Trump supporters or the administration, they are baiting y'all, and y'all falling right for it, because at this time we need to protect our women, and especially our Black women. I don't feel like us criticizing her is doing anything good. I would rather fight her and Biden than to fight Trump and Pence, because at least they willing to be fought. I feel like Biden. I mean, what you say, bro?
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go.
No, you good. No, you good. But I just feel like she made it for a lot of things. She was very tough on Brett Kavanaugh during the hearings, and she also called out Joe Biden on his own racism during the Democratic debates. And that goes to show that her and Joe Biden don't think exactly alike, but I feel like they can meet somewhere in the middle and get things done, because Joe Biden is a privileged old white man. And Kamala Harris is Black, no matter what people say, because people need to understand that Jamaicans are Black. Their culture is just different. It's different. Indians, I want to say they're people of color, they're Black, but the culture is different, So when people see her, they see a Black woman, So I just don't understand that whole criticism. I feel like she is a way better choice than the other VP, and damn sure the president, that's the current president, Donald Trump. And it just baffles me that people last week was all on this Black Lives Matter, pro-Black stuff, and then this week they bashing the Black woman. It's and not even bring this up, but it's like y'all are never happy with. It seems like y'all are never happy with anything. Nobody is perfect, and nobody, and especially in politics, is perfect. So I just feel like we really got to look within, and the divide and conquer is so easy that we do it ourselves. They don't even gotta do it for us. They like, don't look at them N-words. They don't even stick together themselves. Like, come on. Like, to me, that's crazy. So I got another question for y'all about her. Do y'all believe in redemption? Like, someone can redeem that character, someone can change their character. It's been like over 10 years.
I do. I believe in redemption. Just as you forgive somebody for their wrongdoings, why can't you, forgive them and see that they are moving in a more progressive way? Because I for one was not really too informed on Kamala Harris prior to her rise to political, fame, I guess. I really didn't know too much about her until she started running for president. So I did have to read up and see, like, okay, who is this person, and I feel like reading up on her, she has, like, in the 90s and 2000s, I will say that her stance was more conservative. But when you're looking at the I guess the future, like what's going on now, she's moved into a more progressive stance on things, and I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. There's lots of people who were Trump supporters but are not Trump supporters anymore. There's lots of people who changed their beliefs, based off of life experiences, and I feel like she was raised, I think, during the civil rights era. She knows, she's lived through it. So
her parents met in that. I'm sorry, her parents met during the civil rights era.
Exactly, and her mother is an immigrant, if I'm not mistaken.
The father.
The father. Okay, so it's like she knows the struggle, so that's what makes me feel like she plays both sides of the fence. Because there's no way that you come from a Jamaican father, and you live that life truly. I don't believe it. So that's what makes me feel like she plays both sides of the fence. But I don't fault her for it because it's checkers, not chess. Like, come on.
Exactly. And also I want to say too, because when people was running, y'all remember when they was running for president, it was like 23 of those people out there running. Y'all didn't pay attention to those people. I didn't want Biden either. Sometimes it's people got to drag me by the neck to support Biden, because until he had announced his VP pick, it was hard to defend Biden. It was hard, but now with her, she make it a little bit easier. But we had 23 other candidates that was running for president, and now that we stuck with Biden, people want to cry. Wham, get it over.
Yeah, and it's like, did you guys vote in your local elections? Like, please do not sit up here and tell me that Kamala Harris is this, that, and the third when you just voted for your cousin Pookie, and they've done even worse. Like, come on, right? Please, you cannot be serious that you just voted for your cousin Pookie because they're your cousin, and they don't do nothing for the community. Okay, like, do not like that is that's my issue with our community, because we are so critical of the big names, but we're not critical enough of the people who actually can affect our lives. And that is the one thing that really, really, really bothers me.
Right.
Exactly. Can I get to some of these comments real quick? They definitely
let's go.
So with Dante said Trump didn't do shit for black people. They are only saying that because of the unemployment increase. But guess what? He's not responsible for that. Congress is. Thank you, Dante. Somebody that know what they're talking about. I love black people, but I hate niggas. I'm with him on that.
And I'm like, me
too. Timothy Hudson said Trump is trying to steal the election in front of our face. He's blocking the stimulus bill because it contains $25 billion for the post office. Shaking my head. That's also true. And he said, if you were held to the same beliefs now that you were when you were 13 to 18, who would you be?
Exactly.
Exactly. That's my whole thing. That's my whole thing.
I was skipping school too, but now I'm on the side where I'm telling kids they gotta come to school. Okay, so listen, y'all gotta start from somewhere.
And let me tell you too. I was skipping school too. I would get a couple of those letters. I started working at Sears in high school. I was like, what? Let me go get to that bag real quick. But I just honestly though, we really got to rally behind this, because this is an election that we cannot play with. And then also there's people that's like, I'm just going to vote libertarian, I'm just going to vote this. That is a vote for Trump. I don't care what nobody say. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to tell people who to vote for, but I feel like during this particular election we can't play no games. I feel like in 2024 we can explore the independent party options. Once we got Trump,
I agree.
You feel me?
I agree.
Right now, during this time, we don't need to play no games, because that's how we ended up with him in the first place.
Right. And can I touch base on something real quick, man? Real quick. Yeah, I think a lot of men are mad at the fact it's a woman that's going to be up there as one of the head honcho. I really do believe there's a lot of men that think that's only a man's job. And this world's changing, fam. You can't adapt to that woman being that queen and her holding her throne, and you can't respect that. Then, fam, you ain't man enough to even live in this world. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that just because I gotta do it. I have respect for women, period. You feel me? But I just think there's a lot of men out here that just don't like the fact it's a woman that's up there and holding that throne. And that's just my belief. I could be wrong, but that's just a thought. That's just a thought.
Yeah,
I hear you, John. I hear you.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. It's a lot of insecurity. Like, grow up. Grow up.
And then Timothy says some of the best countries are run by women.
Yeah,
that's true. Exactly. That's true.
We were raised when we came out of a woman. Like, what is the hate?
Right. Well, and I feel like the criticisms are just so nasty. They're really, really nasty. They're attacking her womanhood, which I feel like that's just really, really nasty. You know what I mean?
I seen a post. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, John.
I see a post that somebody would say, I'm not gonna say the person name, like, oh, that's a man. I'm like, really? That like this. I'm like, wow, that's vicious. That's deep.
Well, Leslie coming at us talk about we the class of 2011 full of school skippers.
Sure did. Sure did.
I ain't gonna lie, I did skip some school, Leslie.
Yeah.
But I got it together.
Shoot. All right, y'all. Let's go on to the next topic, okay? But everybody said their piece on that one?
Yep.
I think so. But wait. Okay, before we move on,
mm-hmm.
And then there's people who are saying they're gonna vote for Kanye.
Bro.
I don't know if you want to talk about that, but they're saying that Kanye and his woman, vice president, are the better option. Let's just shake our hands to that one
because he is not. Listen, like I ain't even gonna touch that. I ain't even gonna touch that. No Kanye. He's trying to take some of the black votes from Joe Biden. It's like he's working to get Trump reelected. And let me say, if he do this stuff, I will never be a Kanye fan again if he mess with this election. Like,
and I just feel like he's not taking it seriously. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he's doing it maybe because Trump asked him to. Like, I'm gonna do this because he asked me to, but he's not actively campaigning. Like, you letting out, your Adidas, your fashion line, you beefing with Chris on the side. Like, I just don't think that he's taking this presidency seriously. Like, if you really wanted to run for president, I feel like we would feel that. And I don't feel that. You know what I mean? I feel like when he released his campaign merchandise, it looks like it's from his fashion line. Like, I just, in the relationship that he has with Trump, he's talking about they talk weekly, hanging out all the time. Like, how are you guys sitting here talking about, Kanye's the option or whatever, but this guy is probably taking pointers from Trump. Shoot, for what do we know? We don't know those meetings.
All right.
My thing is Trump and Kanye are both Geminis. They both had that narcissistic type of behavior. They're like one and the same. One just black, one is white. And then this is what I'm gonna say. The reason why I feel like he is so close to Trump, because I don't know if I remember back when he went on stage and took that award from Taylor Swift, Obama called him a jackass. And I feel like he's doing this deliberately to get back at him because he wasn't favored by Obama, but Obama was cool with Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like that's a little bit too, like, I got my in with a president too. Like, wrong one.
You made a point.
Definitely.
But the comments are funny, y'all.
What they say?
Comments, they're funny.
Let me read a few real quick.
Yeah, go to the comments.
You want to read something on Nelly?
Yeah, I mean, Timothy is saying don't vote for Kanye. People are Chantel says people are responding based off of emotions but refuse to fact check and make informed decisions. So true. We need the bell for that one, Leslie. She said we need a bell. Chantel also says that Kanye has serious mental health issues, especially after his mother passed. And I truly believe that. Now, I wish he would focus more time on his mental health. Then, I could see him, if he won the election, just tapping out and saying, I ain't doing this no more. Fuck this. I'm going, go back to his ranch. I honestly could see that. I kind of think they're taking advantage of his mental state, honestly. They probably are. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then Leslie says he's suffering from get out syndrome.
I'm done.
Y'all. Honestly, all the comments are true. Like, all true.
All right. So again, as I stated in the beginning of the episode, it is Women Empowerment Week. So we're going to talk about another group of women who have faced criticism. Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. All right, we're going to get into the pop culture side just a little bit. All right, so I'm going to read what I got. It say doctors slam critics of Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion song WAP. All right, so Chanel and John, we are going back to anatomy class, okay? The racy new single WAP featuring Megan Thee Stallion has made a real splash on social media for the explicit song Sex Positive lyrics, which focus solely on women's satisfaction in the bedroom. Cardi and Megan are letting the men who are offended know that they will own their sexuality without the permission of a man. All right, so conservative, that's a conservative, because even Cardi got the politicians talking. So conservative Ben Shapiro, he clutched his pearls once he said how vulgar the lyrics were. He even went so far as to tweet that his wife, who is a doctor, told him that a vagina so wet may be a sign of a sexually transmitted infection. Men, however, have always been the arbiters of sex. We are allowed to talk about it, but decide when and how women can express their own sexuality. Also on another doctor, Dr. Daniel Grossman said, in my medical opinion, it's important even for women to have a WAP. The OBGYN and public health researcher at the University of California said that vaginal lubrication is common and orgasm experience depends on the individual. We should not shame women who have or talk about their WAP.
Yeah, it's true.
One more statement from a doctor. Dr. Lauren Streicher, the medical director of the Northwestern Medical Center, as a gynecologist, she said, we all know that vaginal lubrication is a good and healthy thing. It means your body is responding in the way it's supposed to be responding. She also thanked Meg and Cardi B for that vagina celebration. I wish I could hand out these WAP prescriptions.
That's a good one.
What are y'all talking about criticism that they receive on embracing that sexuality? And that's really a woman empowerment thing. What is your thoughts on that? I'm gonna start with the lady.
Listen, I love that song, okay? I listen to it in the morning at 7 o'clock when I take my dog out, okay? Listening to WAP. But I just feel like, why is it such a big deal that people are mad that people are talking about their own bodies? Like, and then talking about the things that they like. I don't know why it's such a big deal. I just think because it's just, the lyrics are just so unforgiving. Like, you're gonna get this lyrics. It's not gonna be no guessing of what I'm talking about. I'm talking about WAP. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, it's not a thing where you can, I guess, misinterpret what they're talking about. Like, it's straight to the point. And I think that's what people are maybe uncomfortable with. Is that people, I don't know. I just feel like people are just weird. However, I tweeted this. 75% of women have never experienced an orgasm through, it says through penetration or intercourse like that. So it's like, why, if this is and this is facts, this is not like a made up number, this is facts. Why is it such a big deal if, why can't women talk about their bodies? They're clearly, something's missing in the communication between men and women, because they're saying that women are not even satisfied. However, we doing all this, that, and the third. This is the things that we like, and you can't even satisfy us. So it's like, you got, I said some of y'all got that wide WAD.
that.
Oh my God. We're little Johnny.
God, clear the room with the kids. Clear the room. What's your thoughts on it, bro?
Well, okay. Now everybody, let's keep it real, man. Listen, Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, they the hottest chicks in the game. They good looking, they sexy bodies, you feel me? And this and that. And all these fellas, they pretending, they know they be watching the videos, them twerking, watching, shaking that butt and whatever. So like, respect that. Now for women to talk about the things they like, the sex, positions, whatever, you know what? They just like us men. We like to talk about certain things. Women, they feel like they want to talk something sexually. Let them be. It's a natural human thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a natural human thing, especially when you're attracted to somebody, and it comes naturally, especially if you're really vibing off the person, you feeling the person. Yeah, it's gonna happen. And to touch base on Chanel, when she said that 75% women don't reach climax, and it's true. It's very true. And some of these guys, they think they be doing something, but they don't. You know what I'm saying? They don't, because as a woman, you gotta get into their mind, you gotta feel their body, you gotta know what they like, where they like to be touched, the things they don't like, they do like, even, not even sexually stuff. You gotta, it's deeper than that. But for a woman to talk about what she like, man, who cares, man? Let them be women, they just like men. They like sex, they like to talk about, they like to, the watch kissed on and whatever, let them be. That's all. Let them be.
And it's funny because it's like it's never the same outrage when men talk about women's body parts. How we like our thing, this and that. Most of the videos now with I get PTSD from watching a lot of these videos with people that got the guns and stuff. Like, I could not be a camera director because I would think you trying to shoot me. You feel me? So I feel like if you can support the music that's talking about killing our own, our own, then why are you complaining about this? And for a woman to own her sexuality, this is 2020. This has been happening for for years. Remember Foxy Brown, the Ill Nana, Lil Kim, How Many Licks? You feel me? Missy Elliott, Work It, put my thing down, flip it, and reverse it. You feel me? What you think they was telling you to push? You feel me?
Yeah. What you think they was telling you to
push? And even for the guys, I love the song Slob on My Knob. That was my song. You feel me? It's a lot of songs that was put out to degrade women as well, even by men. You know, and then if I'm not even gonna name our black queens, we had a group called the Pussycat Dolls. Like the Pussycat Dolls. At least they did us on WAP. You feel me? And then Claire with Dirty. You feel me? It's been so many women that has been doing this, but to me, people only pay attention to certain things because Cardi B actually be talking to politicians. She be advocating for Breonna Taylor. She does a lot, and people really have a problem with someone like her who really made it off of just being herself. She's always been that way, and guess what? I would rather somebody be authentic to themselves than to fake it for the masses. And this is what we're talking about. Well, our kids your kids should be listening to Kids Bop. They should not be listening to Cardi B. You feel me?
Your kids should not be listening to no WAP. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
However, Mir, I will say that a lot of people are like, oh, the kids listen to it on YouTube. Okay. If they listen to it on YouTube, you need to censor your settings on YouTube. Because when I was a kid, we was not allowed to listen to that Kaya song, but somehow we found a way. We was not allowed to be listening to no slow motion, but we found a way. Okay. So like people
and then I made a way to find that tip drill video. I found that tip drill video.
We found a way. Okay.
and then it's hard to hide so much music. You got TikTok, you got people sharing it so much, and you got all the social media platforms. It's hard to hide that these days. It's music. It's music. And then back.
Go ahead, John.
And back in the days, our grandparents and uncles, they had that slow jam, sex music. If you want to say that, I touch you, take your clothes off. All that slow. They had the same thing. Yeah, they had all that. So, back in the 70s and 80s, they had them. And they got about 10, 9, 11 kids. You know what I'm saying? These days, they ain't probably having that many kids. So we learned from them.
That's true. So Timothy said, I seen somebody say they respect Beyonce more than Cardi because she don't talk about sex. And I'm like, bro, you don't listen to Beyonce.
Can I reply to that? Because I was on that status with him on that. Beyonce got a song called Petition, Monica Lewinsky all on my gown. Like, what you think she's talking about, cuz? Right, you feel me? Like, people really just want to hate people, specifically Cardi. People want to hate on her, and I hate that. It's so many grown men hating on women. Like,
on women.
It don't make no sense.
Reason.
Y'all hate on women. Keep going, sorry, Chanel.
No. A lot of people were saying that with her part where she said she don't cook, she don't clean. But let me tell you how I got this ring. And they like, oh, she don't cook, she don't clean. What kind of women y'all into? And I'm like, first of all, she's rich. She don't have to cook and clean. Like, do you think Beyonce cooking and cleaning?
Nope.
Half the women in Hollywood probably are never going to cook and clean like as a job for a wife because they have money. Like, what do you think that they doing?
And I don't even think that's a job. I don't see how men think a woman has to cook and clean every day and be this servant. Like, what the hell? I don't understand. I never understood that. I don't agree to that.
Masculinity that needs to go. The toxic masculinity is the old way of thinking, Right. Sorry, Brian, to cut you off.
And I think it's a way for men to kind of not monitor, but to try to tell women what we can do. You know what I mean? Like, we already have men in political positions who want to take the right away from our bodies. We have it's just another way for men to police women. Like, leave us alone. We just want to live our lives, and that's it. And have WAP and whatever other things, and run for president and run for vice president, and just live our best lives and be Beyonce and go to Africa and make good videos. That's all we want to do.
Yeah,
and
that's what y'all.
It's a problem.
Guess what? We should go after this over. We should go to Burger King, get a double Whopper with extra Whop. I quit. All right, so we can touch the comments and then we're gonna bring on our special guest we got today. So you want to touch some of those comments, Nelly?
So let's start from the bottom. Chantel says, I don't like cooking and cleaning now. I can't wait to get a maid one day. Judge me too. I hate cooking and cleaning, but I know how to do it. But it's just like, if that's all you want me for, then I don't know. I'm not your mother.
Real rap.
Dante said his wife cooks every day. Timothy said can't have male friends. And listen, I also said that in one of the comments too. It's just like one of the things that you don't like women who are too confident, too educated, this, that, and third, who talk about why. I'm like, some of y'all probably like men because we can't do nothing. Can't twerk, can't wear their natural hair at work. Like we can't do nothing.
Yeah.
Wait, somebody says selling them extra daps. Yeah. Pretty soon we'll have a race of babies that'll hate the ladies that make the babies. Yeah, that's so true.
Right about that. Who that? Tim said that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Leslie said, what you think the surfboard was?
Yeah. Why Tim? Why Dante and Leslie gonna add it on the comments?
Y'all are crazy.
All righty.
Nothing.
Yeah, so we done with that conversation. All right, we done with that. Cause that could go on forever. So we got to end that one. All right, so we are gonna be talking to the man, Uncle P. Matter of fact, let me not do it. Let me let him introduce himself. Let me do it this way. Introduce yourself, Uncle P.
You want me to introduce myself? Come on, bro.
Oh, I'll give you a good introduction if you want.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
All right, there we go. Right, so we want to talk to the CEO of CMPVideo.net. It's the station, Uncle P. He is a member of the Chestorians. He is a community leader, and he is the reason why As the Culture Turns is on right now. So there we go. We got Uncle P in the building. We also thank him for, like I said, giving us the opportunity to talk our crazy stuff on here.
What's up, everybody? Y'all feeling, man?
We're good.
We good, man. We got a lot to talk about Uncle P. All right, so I'm gonna start it off. Uncle P, before we get into the whole CMP stuff, can you tell us a little bit about your upbringing? Like, what was the evolution and upbringing of Pierre?
Oh man, listen. I'll be here all day talking about my upbringing, but my upbringing was cool. Like, I'm both sides, right? I'm East, I'm Chester through and through. So, man, I don't know. I really don't know. Like, I'm just.
Can I put some context on that question?
Go ahead.
Pierre, like the Pierre before he got into the whole CMPVideo.net. Like a little bit about that Pierre, and then the transition to the Pierre today.
Okay, all right. That Pierre was wild, man. That Pierre, he went through some things, man. He dealt with some things, and I tried to hang around, right? Hang around and just be cool enough to hang around, but it just didn't work. And I had to change, man. I had to do the right thing, right? I had to stand up and start the station, man. Start the call because the city needs it, right? The city more than deserves it. But it was like, where is it going to come from, right? Where is this leadership? Where is this? And I didn't want to think that I was the only person that did it. So man, it really took a lot. It took a lot out of me, to get it right, to get it up and running.
Mm-hmm. You speaking of that, how did CMP Video even come about? Like, that day you had the idea, and then from when you first started to like where is that now, and where you plan on going further.
I'm sorry, y'all. Dante is funny. I don't know if y'all saw that comment. He gonna say, "Stop tiptoeing around the question." You were a thug.
That man, boy.
Dante, I love you, Dante, man. I love you, man.
The idea for CMP, like I said again in the beginning, it was real selfish. It was just for me. It was a place to come and just talk. Just to let that out, right? I'm not even going to say I saw it as a city version. I saw it more so for me. And once everybody started coming up here, it was a wrap. It was a wrap. I mean, it took 3 weeks of doing this station before I realized that, okay, it belongs to the community. This is a community station. But it wasn't long. It wasn't hard. it took a lot of energy though. That it did take. It took a lot of energy, and you know, I just want to thank everybody, man. Everybody that's been around, everybody that's been here. I just want to continue to thank them, man, because without them, you know, we wouldn't be here at all.
Yeah, that's true.
So you know, normally the way that Chester is portrayed in, like, you know, the Daddy Times and stuff like that is, you know, more so in a negative light. You know, while some of that stuff do happen, there's a lot of positive things that go on as well. So can you talk about some of the positive things, such as like the Chestorians, like the things that you're doing, the John Lewis? Well, let's start with the Chestorians, then we're gonna work our way over to the John Lewis registration thing.
Yeah.
So the Chestorians, you know, that was another thing that was near and dear to my heart. For a long time, you know, I heard my people talking about it back and forth, right? And I was young when I heard it, right? My dad, my uncle. And to hear them talk about it. And it wasn't until recently that I really started to hear it more and more, right? I'm hearing it more and more. And so, you know, I pick up the phone, I call Charles Thompson. I'm like, what's up, man? What's going on? And he was like, man, what's up? And I'm like, yo, I really feel like we need to get this thing started. He was like, well, I'm with you. What we need to do. And I remember running into Brian Warren. Ran into him. Yo, what's up? And he like, let's go. So me, him, Kyle Davis, man, John Linder. We all sit down in the studio room, man. We sitting in here and we like, listen, we really want to get this thing started. We really want to put some energy and some time behind this. You know, how do we do it? And Charles called me the day before we had the meeting, and he was like, listen, man, I invited KC. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, listen, the more people, the merrier. I'm always thinking, like, the more people, the merrier. And it was like, wow. So we sat in the room, we talked about it, and everybody was ready. Like, everybody was ready. Everybody was ready for it. It wasn't hard, I want to say, but it is costing a lot, right? It costs a lot. You know, last Saturday wasn't our first. It's about our second event. And you know, Father's Day we gave away the rose for the mom, right? Rose with some stuff, and that was just a way of us reaching out and telling the mothers that, you know, we couldn't be the fathers that we are today without the mothers that we once had. You know what I'm saying? Stating to the community, like, this is important, right? This right here is important, that we love each other and we care for each other, right? So then we jump into the voter registration. So it's like, yo, man, so many people registered, and Charles was big on it. He wants to get out there and he wants to move people around. So he's like, all right, man, voter registration, 9th and Carolyn. We'll do it from 12 to 3. And this is just us. Like I said, again, it's me, Charles, Brian Warren, Kenny Covert, and Nasir Young. Those are the members, right? 5 members. And it's just us. And we recently reached out to our trustees. You gonna ask me to repeat them too? I gotta name them too. But,
you can.
If you want to give them a shout out.
Go ahead. All right. Joe Kane. Man, listen, it's so many people. It's a lot of people involved in the trustee situation.
Well, if you don't want to leave any names out, then the trustees. Shout out to y'all.
Yeah, shout out to the trustees at all times. But the premise behind it is gathering enough of us so that someone else can see. You know what I mean? We always say, all right, if we had more people, we could do this or we could do that. But now it's like, yo, we have more people. We have more than enough people. Let's step out and do some more. Yep. Look at Nasir. Nasir like, yo, I can get them, Nasir. I ain't in the mood.
So can I ask you, even with that, are the Chestorians accepting applications? Like, how can you become a Chestorian? Is it all exclusive, like male? Can female join? Like what's the process?
So currently we're really looking for administrative assistant, right? And we don't want to call it a secretary. We don't want to call them You know, right? We don't want to use any of those words. We're looking for an administrative assistant.
Okay.
We're taking applications. Send your resume in. Also, you know, if you want to join us, it's not a problem. We're trying to fine line everything so we understand exactly how we go about getting people to join, and then we capture people and we use people in the right areas.
Okay.
There we go. That's good. That's good. I like that. I like that. Also, another thing I want to ask you, because while we're on the topic of like kind of voting, and you might have heard us talking about it, could you, I guess, express the importance of voting? Because I know you don't like to do this on social media. So could you just kind of express, like, I guess, the importance of why we should vote, and I guess particularly in this election and local
elections?
Mm-hmm.
All right. My grandmother, I can't even tell you, right, how important she is to me. I was young. I was a baby, and she took me to go vote with her. And it was always funny watching my grandma do things, because she always had just everything that she did was funny to her, right? Everything. And she looked at me and she was like, "Well, come on, come with me." And I went with her, and she took me and she put me behind this curtain, and behind the curtain, and I'm moving, and I'm looking at everything. And she was like, "Look at these words. Look at these names. These names are important." She was like, "Never rob yourself of the opportunity to prove to yourself exactly who you are." Right? When you don't vote, right, you rob yourself of an opportunity to show exactly who you are. I don't care. Everybody says, it doesn't matter who you vote for, I don't care who wins, right? But the fact that I get to put a vote in for that person, for whatever person that wins, helps me feel better about myself, right? So when they started this country, and they had us over on the side, and they were like, "All right, yeah, listen, you're slaves. This is what you'll be, but the rest of you go about doing your business." At that point, when they did that, they separated us, and now you have Black people who want to be a part of a situation so bad that they would rather twist it, right, to make it form and shape whatever way they want it to shape. So voting to me is imperative, right? It's like the most important thing you can do on a Tuesday, on a Thursday. It's the most important thing you can do. So for me, it's man, it's extremely important. And I just want everybody to get that experience and everybody to come out and vote.
So will you guys be having another booth? I'm sorry, another opportunity to sign up voter registration?
Absolutely. So we'll be doing it all this weekend. This weekend is pretty cool. So I can pop it up right there. There you go. Right.
Okay.
Right. I keep forgetting I can do this, right? But Saturday, August 15th, 9th and Carolyn, 12 to 3. Come out, register to vote, and fill out the census. We'll be out there from 12 to 3. This weekend we have DJ Santana.
Okay.
Last weekend we had DJ Durrell. This weekend we have DJ Santana. And like I said, man, it's not a lot of energy. It's not too much energy. It's just enough, right? It's just enough, right? We don't want to overdo it. We don't want to give too much, but we want to give enough energy where we're able to receive it and take it back.
That's good.
Respect that.
That's good. So how has it been, like, the turnout so far? Like, have you all been getting, you know, a good amount of people to come out and register to vote? And if you're not registered to vote, please go on those dates on the screen and register to vote.
Yep, I'm posting it now.
So we had 47 people that came out to vote, register to vote, which is pretty good, because we only saw about 20 people. You know, like, all right, we're gonna be able to get 20 people, but we got 47 people, so we doubled that. And that was in the first hour and a half. The second hour and a half, not too many people came through, but we did have people stop and see that we're there. So, you know, maybe next week they'll stop through and they'll keep on coming.
That's why I make awareness about it. So again, The dates is on the screen. It was on the screen. So yes, definitely get out there and exercise your right to vote, like Uncle P said.
Yes.
All right, so let me take this back to CMP. All right, I want to get back to this because this is why we're here. If I remember when I first came up to the studio and I, pitched this show to you and how you were telling, me like, you were looking for serious people. If there is someone that's looking at us now, like, I want a podcast, I want a show, like, just explain like what they would have to do to get a podcast or a show, like the process of the tape.
I don't judge. I really don't. Right. I don't judge. I allow you because I feel like the first 6 months of your show is you getting comfortable with doing it. Right? Mm-hmm. And you can't really hold everybody. See, you're different though, Jermir. You understand what I'm saying? Like you're I'm not a natural radio personality, right? I do it, but I do it because I feel like I have to do it. If I don't do it, no one else is gonna do it. So I have to do it. Whereas with you, you're a natural, right? This is what you want to do. So with you, it's easier, right? So once you showed me that, I was like, oh man, you're good. I'm gonna go ahead over here and do this. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to sit in here on this show. I can get somebody to engineer your show. I can get somebody and I can go do something else. And that's where it is, right? I allow people that have a feeling, just a feeling that they want to do this, and I allow them to do it.
I respect that.
Yeah.
I like that. And also I want to talk about just basically like with people that may be interested in sponsoring cmpradio.net, like how could they go about doing that if they want to help move this message forward?
Oh man, listen, if you want to help move the message forward, you can hit me up. Listen, I got my email up this drink. Uncle P at cmpradio.net. Right. I mean, I already had all this stuff up here. It's no big deal. But you can definitely hit me up at Uncle P cmpradio.net, and listen, we can have a conversation. I'm cool. I'm game with anyone, showing that CMP is the way. Right. This is how this has to happen. And I'm looking for more people to come through the radio station to help me out so I can get outside and do more things outside. Right.
Yeah.
You go outside. And there's so much to do outside. It's like I don't have time to do everything. I honestly, see the way my hands are moving right now. I don't have time to do everything, and it's a constant battle to find those people, right? Those people that have a love for communication, right? That love communication, that don't know they quite love it, and they stuck in the middle, and they like, no, you love it, so let's get it done. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me give you this.
Yeah. Now, listen. I'm gonna touch base on something, Mir. Now, you it's a quote that always stuck with me when you posted. You say, "Passion drives purpose." Can you break that down for people? Because that when I first saw you had posted that stuck with me, and I just think about that every time I wake up. That's the first thing that comes in my head. No lie, because before I sleep, I listen to a lot of motivational stuff, and when I wake up, that's the first thing that comes in my head. Then I listen to like a 15, 20-minute video real quick. So can you break that down for people that don't really know that term?
So this kind of goes back to, what Mir was trying to get out of me when we first started, right? where I was when we first started. And like I said, I was without passion, right? Completely without it. And I tried to find things that worked for me. Right? Does this work? Does that work? And nothing worked. I admit it, nothing worked. And it wasn't until I got a chance to talk to my therapist at the time. And, he was big on me understanding exactly what I was doing. Right? Understand what you're doing. Don't just do it to be doing it. Right? Because I'm thinking, all right, I'm getting some points. Yeah, I'm over here. I'm positive over here. But no, understand what you're doing and do it for a reason. Right? So with me, it was like, all right, how do I do what I'm doing for a reason? So how do I, and I'm gonna keep it all the way at How do I sell drugs with a passion? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't do that. Like, you can't do it because there's always someone that's not benefiting the way you are. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
they get their drugs and they use their drugs, but then look at their family, look at their kids, look at. So it's like, no, this is not working. Like, so how do I find it? And it wasn't until I went to him and I told him everything, right? And he looked at me and said, "Well, listen, why don't you go do radio?" I said, "Go do radio?" He said, "Yeah, go do radio." I said, "I'm not going back to school, paying no money to go back to school. I don't have no 6 kids. I can't afford that." He said, "Listen, why don't you start a radio station or go work at a radio station?" So, listen, no no filter, right? That was the name of the show. PQ Radio 1 is where we started at. You know, shout out to man, No Q Tommy and his wife, Purple Queen. And sitting down with them, right, as they allowed me to go through my back and forth, it was major because I didn't know who I was, right? I had no idea. And all the things that I be telling you, Jermir, listen, if you want it, you got to go for it. You understand what I'm saying? Because you can't get anything unless you're actually moving towards it. You're doing something else that stops you completely from doing what you need to do. It's in your way, but you don't see it as being in your way because you're moving. So you're like, oh no, I'm just doing this, just doing it. And, well, you ain't got your eye on it. Turn around and face it, then look back, and then oh shit, I done missed 2 years, right? So time becomes consuming, right? Over consuming, and situations don't always point to where you want them to point to.
Right.
So for me, passion drives purpose. I want this station to be the best station it possibly can be. So I have to move it the way I want to move it. But then once I got in here, I started seeing other people doing great things out there in the community. I'm like, shit, all right, well, let me talk to you. How do you do this? How do you do that? So with me, it's not so much of understanding, right? It's a point of realization. Oh shit, I realized that you have the ability to do everything that you want to do.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
broke
good.
that
That's
down.
good.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's dope.
Yeah, I like that. And even with the station, for people that may not be familiar with the station, and I hope you know this off the top, are you able to give a brief overview of the shows that's on the station from each day for the people that may be interested and tuning into the station and just like what shows is on the station and give a little brief description about each one. You ain't gotta name us, but the other shows.
Right. No, listen. Listen, hit me up in the email, man. If you trying to come up here, you want to do anything. Again, we have days, man, where we don't have any shows on Wednesday, and I take those as personal days, right? It's like I ain't got no work to do. You know what I mean? There was a time, right, with me and Naf and Wub, where the show, right, the morning show took a lot of time. Took a lot of time, bro. It took a lot of time to think about it. Took a lot of time. Right now, my brain is like on. You ain't got nothing to worry about. Why are you even thinking about anything? You need to take a break. And it's like, no, I can't take that break because I owe so much to so many different people. Right? I owe on a daily basis. I'm owing this energy to everybody, and it's like, yo, how do I find it? How do I find it to place it in the right direction? So I'm not even. I'm off of me, right? I'm so off of me that I don't have nothing else to say.
And also, I would like to say something. Right, because you're a big brother to me. You know what I'm saying? I look up to you. You feel me? We talk time to time. Now, can you break down to these young brothers from, you had touch base on your past, right? So break down from that life to this life and break down. I want you to break down the work between that and this and why you choose this way. And it's harder to work more positive and stay committed and stay basically you have direction now. So can you break down from that lifestyle to this to this lifestyle that you're doing now?
So right now in my life, like you said, it's full of direction, right? I know where I want to take it. I know where I'm trying to take it. Before there was no direct, right? There was no, was just get up, go out there, go do it, come back in, right? And I try my hardest, right, to reflect that, right? This is hard work. It's hard work, bro. But man, it hurts when I see brothers out there that aren't doing the right thing, right? That aren't having that ability to understand, like, I need to push myself just a little bit harder, right? I need to want something a little bit greater, because nobody gave this to me, right? This wasn't something that was out there for somebody, for me to say, all right, yeah, I got some time, I'll be over there. Like, no, nobody gave this to me. Like, this was something that I started on my own, right? Along with, two other partners at the time. And I thank them for even wanting to get into the mix with me. I wanted a little bit more than them, and we're okay with that. And I said, all right, cool. Listen, I don't know everything. I'm learning everything, right? I don't know how to grow alone. Meaning I don't know how to say, all right, this is what I'm doing, this is what you're doing, that's what you're doing. Do those things alone and then come together at the end. I don't understand how that works, right? I'm like, okay, well, Jermir, talk to me. Okay, well, this is how he understands this. John, talk to me. Okay, this is how he that's where I'm at. I'm the go-between.
Okay.
I'm the go-between. And it's like, how do I become that person and still grow? Right? How do I become that person and still grow? So for me, for these young men out here, it's like, let me just show you. Better than I can tell you, better than I can break it down. Let me show you exactly how I'm capable of being this person.
That's powerful.
That's good.
Powerful.
So with like you said, because you're one of them, and like John said, you are someone that I consider a mentor and everything, because we do talk and everything. So I do appreciate the guidance that you give. You're one of many CEOs of a company in this city. Are there any other CEOs or business owners that you look up to, or just admire for what they're doing for the community, or just for the Black community in itself?
Oh man, listen. Anybody, I don't even need you to be a CEO. You understand what I'm saying? Because I don't take that title crazy. I'm not even the CEO of the company anymore. You still think I am, right? My sister is. So
we forgot.
In all actuality, right? My sister is one of them. Crystal Burrell is another one. Corey Long is another one. Listen, it's so many people, right? But I just want the city to understand, right? Without us wanting better, we can't want better, right? Without us knowing, right, that we can achieve anything that we try to achieve, we can't achieve anything. You understand what I'm saying? So just wanting, just someone right now watching this, or someone that's going to watch it tomorrow or later on this afternoon, just wanting better, right? Is that person, right? That puts us in that position where we keep on moving. Without that, we can't move we can't move anywhere, right? So you have to want it. You have to want it to be able to move it.
That's true. That's true, man. Yeah.
That's definitely true. And I know I gotta talk about this too, because you did bring it up. I wasn't gonna bring it up, but you did bring up the morning meeting. And at one point, that's what CMP was known for, is known for. That's what kind of catapulted y'all into where we at now. So for just missing their daily dose of the morning meeting, what is going on with the morning meeting?
So right now, with Nafati, just waiting on her to say it's okay. Right? That's all. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing another show. Actually, I needed the time off myself. So when she says she's ready, and she wants to do it, then we'll do it. If she's not, if she's never ready, then she'll always be my sister. We'll always hang out. We'll always laugh. September 2nd, she's coming back here, for the third anniversary, 3-year anniversary.
That's awesome, right?
and it's so amazing, right? To have the ability to be able to look back and say, wow, man, it's been 3 years. And we ain't always listen. We don't get along, right? Nobody in here gets along, but we continue to push each other right in that direction, and it's like, wow, man, like, damn, okay, we do get along.
Yeah.
We do get along, and it's like that constant push, right? That constant push to be greater or to be better than we were last week, last month, 2 years ago, a year ago, whatever it is. Like, that's where we at. That's where we're at.
I love that. I love that energy. I do. I love that. Yep. That's dope.
Y'all definitely
That is dope.
break the internet. Definitely break the internet. Definitely. That was pretty good. And let me not bring that. I'm about to say, because wasn't Kenny on the show as well, or was it more of a kind of fill in?
Yeah, so Kenny was on the show. DJ Wayne Stacks was on the show, and Angel was on the show. Like, it was so many people that were on the show. Like, Tim, where Tim at? Tim in the comments.
He was in the comments.
Tim was on the show. You know what I mean? Like, Mary was on the show. Like, it's going to be crazy here on the 2nd, September 2nd, right? Because there's going to be so many people stopping through, and it's like, yo, like, why can't we just do this and do it the right way?
Yeah,
well, we'll be waiting for that show.
Yeah, what y'all doing? Y'all ain't getting no call.
You said what?
Y'all didn't get no call. Y'all didn't get no call.
Oh no, we did. Leslie told us about it. Yeah, Leslie told us about it. Yeah, we know about it. The second, we know about it. What is going on with the morning meeting? She can never not be ready. We need it now. So you definitely have people that's in a that's that's missing it. That's wanting it back. So it's good to know that on September 2nd, it'd be like a little mini reunion maybe. And since we're talking about that, could you give us just a little sneak peek about what's going down for the 3rd year celebration?
I don't know what's going on. I'm not in on none of that.
He said he's just showing up.
I just show up. Right? I'm going ball. Like, I'm just trying to. I don't know what's going on. But listen, this is what I do know, right? Chester, CMPRadio.net is Chester's radio station. We're giving a voice to the voiceless. Coming into year 3, we're projecting to be able to go live anywhere. Right. Yeah. That's what we want to do. Right. So out in the street, at the basketball games, at the football games, wherever there is something happening, CMP wants to be there. Right. CMP wants to be a part of that. So it's just like finding the people that are willing to be a participant in that. Right. That are willing to say, all right, listen, I have these skills. Let me bring them to CMP. And I'm for it. I have no problem with it at all. So it's that understanding that we can't have anything unless we agree to have it all together.
Okay. So I'm gonna be messy a little bit. Do you ever see yourself doing something like the Chester City incident vlog? Like, there was a lot of backlash on her, so it's like, do you see a place for you to be like, I'll be there?
So I get it, right? People tend to show up for negative news.
They do.
That's something that I said I would not do, right? I don't talk about. If you look at CMP, we don't talk about nothing, no violence. We don't talk about none of that stuff. I just feel like that's not our mission, right? Our mission is to cultivate mature positivity, right? Constantly making progress. It's no reason for me to even bring up what's going on or what's happening, right? Because you already know about that. Here, let me tell you about the stuff you don't know about. You know what I'm saying? So with me, it's no reason for me to ever even think about taking over her stuff, because that's her stuff. That's what she wants to do.
Right.
Let's talk about this voter registration on August 15th. That's what
That's it.
And I like that though, because you do embody the and for people that may not know what CMP stands for, cultivating mature positivity, and you're someone that's more big on serving coffee as opposed to spilling tea. Because leave the tea spillers over there. But I'm real big on that thing, because I know when as a culture terms first started, people was trying to tell us we gotta be a little messy. Ain't nobody gonna watch. Y'all gotta be messy. And I said the same that I just said to you. I would rather wake people up with some coffee as opposed to spill tea on somebody. Because to me, that's just not doing nothing for our community. So I'm happy that you really do abide by that, because it's easy to be messy. It's so easy to be messy, but it's even better. Be positive, and that's why we love what the station represent, and that's why it was a perfect fit for us to come to the station, because you embodied that, and we never once felt like we had to be messy. So again, we thank you for that, for holding that value of cmpradio.net. It's the station.
Yes.
Yeah, no doubt. Listen,
but no shade to the shows that are messy. We watch them too.
Listen, we used to have a lot of shows, and I let everybody do their own thing, right? Because it's not my job to push you, right? You're here. Eventually, you'll get tired of being here, and you'll leave, and I'm okay with you leaving. Right? I told somebody the other day, I said, I don't care if the station don't make no money. The bills get paid. And if they get paid out of my pocket, then they get paid out of my pocket. I'm not worried about that. Right? What I'm worried about is us having an opportunity to tell the truth. Right? When this show airs, the truth is being said.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like when I do the show that comes on right after this, the truth is being said. So we don't need any more people telling us what we should be saying. We need to be saying what we should be saying, right?
Absolutely.
From the rip. Yep. So that's where I'm at.
Yep. And I knew this was serious. When I even saw you, I was like, oh yeah, all right, let's, because I know it ain't gonna be no bullshit. Excuse my language. You know what I'm saying? I already knew it wasn't gonna be no bullshit. And then like I said, then when Jermir hit me up, I already knew he wasn't on no bullshit. I'm like, all right, we're gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? And then when he picked Nelly, I'm like, oh, that's the GOAT. We cool. You know what I'm saying? And for real, man, I work with two GOATs. You know what I mean? And it's like, and I love working with them. And it's a blessing, because when I first came up to the station, when I saw everything, we definitely had our talks and stuff like that. And it's just like, you can't fake positivity and real love. You know what I'm saying? So you can't get over that. So it's like, yeah, the love is real.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just to let people know, I'm sorry, go Chanel.
No, go ahead, Jermir, because I wanted to ask a question. So when you're done, I want to ask a question.
All right, so I'll just let you know a little bit what John said. I just knew that, like he said, this was like the right station to come to. And for people that's watching, like Uncle P, even though he stepped down from the CEO role, he never once was like trying to control the show or anything. Like he said, everything he said is true. He give us complete creative freedom to do whatever we want. And we literally come up here and, do that. And he's very supportive in it, so that's just good. He's an easy person to work with, I can say.
Absolutely. One of the best, I was going to say CEOs. Well, you were the CEO. So one of the best CEOs we ever worked for.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
You got a smile.
But I did have a question though. So with the district, I think, did they announce that football was no audience this season?
So I got the call from Coach Bell. Stating that football is no audience. We're waiting to see how they're going to play, if they're going to play along. I know Academy Park. I think Academy Park shut down. You still have Chichester and a couple other Boroughs, a couple other areas. So is whether or not Chester has a football program or they have to be put on hiatus until this is all over. But if they are playing, CMP will be there.
Right.
Okay, because that was my question. I was going to say, like, you guys were a really good outlet during the basketball season, and I feel like that's where I watched, and a lot of kids are like, you watched it? And I'm like, yeah, I did. So I was hoping that you'll be at the football games so that I don't have to be in the cold this season.
I'll be out there as best as I possibly can, making sure I'm catching all the highlights. And like I said, it was just another way for the kids. It was really for the kids. It wasn't for the adults. It was for the kids and allow them to see themselves out there playing and care about being out there. And I'm just excited, right, to have the opportunity now that CMP is in its third year, right? The year of growth for me with any business, right? The first 2 years is just you being there, right? That third year, when you get that third year underneath your belt, now it's like, all right, this is what we're doing, right? And I appreciate it, man. And I want to tell everybody that's a part of it and everybody that hasn't come here yet, right? Keep pushing. Right, we got Christian, he's the head of our marketing. We got Leslie, she's the station manager. We got Ariel, she's the CEO. You know what I mean? And from there, it's like, all right, so what are we doing? What's next? You know, so bringing new people in. You know, me and Jermir and Ariel and Leslie and Christian and we got Christian's sister Egypt. She handles our web design. Well, not our web design. Our music. He handles our music. So, you know, like bringing new people in, it's important. It's imperative, and it's what we really want to do. So I just love the energy that we have. And like I said, Dante has been with me with radio for 5 years.
Wow.
Right. So for 5 years, well, is it 5? It might be 4. Might be, I don't know. It might be. It might be 5. I might be. But he's been around since then, right? And you know, he hasn't walked away. He hasn't dipped off. He stayed there, and he's supportive. And listen, I had to quit my job. I literally had to quit my job and walk away from my job because the boss at my job told me that he wasn't paying me to write in a book. So that moved me, right? And I had to go without. I had to struggle. I'm still struggling, but it feels a little bit better now.
And I saw you just went down to visit Dante like a little while ago.
Yeah. I went down there with him. I was trying to get back down there, but he talked about it was a hurricane coming. Ain't no hurricane come. But that was good.
He probably trying to talk about you, bro. He's like, nah.
It's a hurricane coming. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and cancel the trip. And then I look on. I said, man, it's clear as hell down there.
Dante better stop playing.
Stop playing. Now, I'm sorry. I want to bring this up real quick because Chanel kind of touched on it. It's a little messy, a little bit. Not messy, but I remember last year you was at one of the basketball games and you missed the winning shot.
Yeah.
And you got a little backlash on that. But people have to understand, you feel me? You explain, I'm watching the game, but I'm also recording as well. So I just feel like around that time, you know, people should have been a little bit more appreciative that you was even airing it. You know, that was a way for people to watch. But how did you deal with criticism? Because you was a butt of the joke for a minute.
I was. But I didn't hear the jokes, though. That's the thing, right? I was more the butt of the joke when it came to everybody here at the station, right? And that was cool. You know, we give it to each other on a daily basis. But, you know, other people called it, and I played it and I aired it. And I said, all right, there you go. There's the shot. Like, you missed the shot. There's the shot, right? And for me, it was more so an opportunity to be there because, you know, we had just lost 2 young men, right? We had just lost 2 young men. The team really didn't want to play, but they did. You know what I mean? They didn't want to play, but they did, right? And they went out there and they gave it their all, man. They put their hearts on the line, and he just said, keep it within a shot. And I got y'all. And listen, he shot that ball, man, and I'm watching the game. I'm not paying attention to nothing I have going on. I'm watching the game. And I look forward, I said, oh, shit. By that time, it was over. It already went in. Everybody celebrating. And listen, man, I'm appreciative. I'm appreciative of every fucking body. And it really puts me in a place where it puts me in a good place, bro. It puts me in a good place where I can accept people's not negativities, but saying, all right, if I was more on my shit, then we wouldn't have had to worry about this, right? If I was scanning the whole game the way I should, then we wouldn't have to worry about this. So now I promise you, right, that when we come back and after the schools are back in session and everything's up and running, you ain't got to worry about P because I'm going to be on the game.
Now listen,
we can't fault you for that though. I'm just trying. We can't fault you. I feel like that was an emotional game. It was an emotional, just like week for everybody. Like, you know, we can't fault you for that. But thank you for being there. You know, I was able to watch it, so thank you.
Me too.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. Whatever you need.
Now listen, big bro. You cover football. You cover basketball. What's up with baseball, man? You gonna start covering that?
So when baseball's not as,
I know. Say it. Yeah, go ahead. It's still part of Chester. It's still part of Chester sports.
Listen, if you give me some interns, I'll make sure they watch. They get
it. All right. I'm just saying it's
all
all
he gonna miss the whole game.
But that was what I was thinking, though. You could get like a person that's gonna be there in the afternoon, and there you go. They only play like 2 or 3 games at home anyway. So
yeah, baseball's a down sport, but you know, it is a down sport. But you know, if you're going, I would like to see the young brothers play too. If I can't make it, sometimes I heard them try to make it down the field, or they play over Chichester or something like that. I heard them try to drive over there and watch them play. Because I did play them for my senior year, but you know, I would like to see some of the games airing too.
Oh well, shit. You can air them if you going. Why you asking me to go?
Hey, P, it ain't. I'm not the thing. I'm not you. You gotta be you. I don't wear that GOAT logo on my back.
Nah, but with football games, with basketball games, with baseball games, with soccer, they got soccer now and everything, right? It's a lot. So, you know, I would need, you know, some kids from the station, you know, and I've been trying to get the station, the school district to give me a couple kids, right? And you know, I don't know, I don't know what you're going to give them, but give them something, right? And let me take a couple of them and have them for different sports and let them break down what's going on at the school district. But like Dante said, you can never satisfy niggas. You can try.
We saw that with Kamala Harris.
Yeah, we already covered that part.
Definitely did. Nah, that's good. That's good to know though. But definitely, Pete, can I ask you, because I don't know them off the top, could you please list the sponsors for CMP Radio?
Absolutely. No, I really can't. I'm joking. I'm fucking with you. AC Electric, licensed professional electricians, right? Abstract Kings, Kenneth Picasso Hunt, Damien I Do Tattoos Parsons. Who else we got? Damn, I don't know who else we got.
Pearson Kutcher Law, right?
Pearson Kutcher Law.
Hey, yo, you get my cash app every month. Don't act like that.
He right in your face, cuz.
LeBron Construction.
Yeah.
Honestly, listen, the sponsors that we have, man, are important, right? They are extremely important. And to know that their business is located here in this city, right? Here in the city, they are a part of this city is important. So, you know, I always give a shout out to them, man. And I thank them, man, like countless times. If I could send some of that money back to John, I would, right? But it's too big. It's too late. I can't. I don't already pay bills. So, LeBron Construction, man. You know, KC Electric, Pearson Culture Law, Abstract Kings, and that's pretty much it, right? That's all we got.
You still have JR Kicks?
No, JR Kicks is no longer a sponsor. Grayson Taylor, right? They're a sponsor, but you know they're a different type of sponsor. But listen, man, I just want to thank everybody, man. Everybody that's out there, everybody that listens, everybody that's paying attention to the station, man. Like keep on pushing, right? Because we're gonna keep on.
Yeah,
man.
Even like with P for me, like I want to say thank you. You know, we had a conversation when I was going through my first time with that business, and you know, we talked and stuff like that. And like you sparked me to go back up. You feel me? You really sparked me. Like something clicked the same night we talked, and it just clicked. You know, and you know, like you know, you that bull, man. Believe it or not, you that bull. You that bull. You that big brother. No, you that big brother that a lot of us never had. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
All right, I'll take that.
Yeah, right. So we are definitely running down on time. So he did list the sponsors for the radio station. I'm going to list the personal sponsors for As the Coach Returns. So we're going to start off with Flaws in All Beauty. You know, thank them. They returned for season 2.
Yes.
We also got Lost in the Sauce LLC. They are new sponsors for this year.
And if you use the code CULTURE, you get 15% off of your order.
Thank you. Always get that. Yep. Use the word culture and that's for Flaws in Our Beauty and for Lost in the Sauce LLC. Use the code culture and you get 15% off. All right. Thank you, Nettie. I always forget that part. And we also got So Right Accessories up in the building. You already know. And we got Emblem Designs that be helping us with our designs. So again, Thank you all for tuning in today's episode. We really appreciate it. Share the live. Go back and rewatch it. Really funny episode. If you want to follow us at As the Culture Turns, follow us at As the Culture Turns on Facebook and Instagram. Website coming soon. And if you want to follow me personally, you can follow me on Instagram at Mirdy, MIRDY 3_, and Jermir Caldwell on Facebook.
You can find me on Instagram at iChanelJ.
And you can find me on Facebook.
Oh yeah, and on Instagram at under So Right Accessories.
Yeah, yeah. And you can find me on Facebook at John LeBron and Instagram John LeBron 27.
And LeBron's Construction. I'm gonna get y'all. Everybody's not being so modest.
I gotta put my pictures up. Bro, I got over 100 pictures. I gotta put them up. Hold on. Just wait. Yeah, I gotta get everything updated. Yeah.
Yeah, but again, thank you for joining us. This is the first time ever England with us on the air. So thank you so much for again for everything. You gave us the platform to do this. So again, we thank you a lot. Thank you a lot, and we'll see you all next Thursday.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, cheers. Season 2.
Peace.
Oh, my fault. I was supposed to do so.
I was looking on the screen.